Hello and welcome back for the finale of my TCG Journey. At least that's what I called it. I liked it. It wasn't a bad name. So last time we ended the Sword and Shield era, which unfortunately ended with some bad cards. At least I think that's where we ended. I'm pretty sure that's where we ended. I don't remember going through Crown Zenith. That said, Crown Zenith was mostly irrelevant, so that's probably fine. Mostly irrelevant. Yeah, that's about right. I guess Zamazenta was cool. That was about it, right? I don't think V-Star ever saw much play. A lot of it's reprints. I don't think I guess Zero Aura was here. Rotom. Sure, whatever. Anyway, we are moving on to the Scarlet and Violet era, which is like a huge era. For me anyway, because that's when TCG Live got widely adapted, which also meant it was very easy to play whatever you wanted, essentially. Before switching to Live, I bought a bunch of pack codes, traded for a bunch of filler rares, so that my collection, namely, so when I opened up booster packs, I would just get credits. That was a big thing. So that's why I have so many credits. But yeah, Scarlet and Violet. I don't think the original set was okay. In retrospect, it was pretty strong. But I remember wanting to play Smite Ups, but did not. Armor Rouge paired very nice. Well, I mean, it paired very nicely with a couple Pokemon. Arceus was the one I played it with. And then in recent times, we've had Ethan's Ho-Oh, which does similar things. I tried out the deck. I didn't love it as much as I wish I did. But Arceus was fun. You got to play with Delphox V. But yeah, that was that. Anything else exciting here? Miraidon. Lighting decks are fun. I remember when I was running with the Regielekis. It was fine. It was always a gamble, though. Always a gamble. This Drifloon was in... Okay. I think in Japan, was it the second set? Either way. Oh no, it was the Charm. The Charm is what really did it in the next set. Yeah, on launch, I was a Guardy player. Back when we had Shining Force Guardy, the Psychic Guardy from the Celebration set. Those were our main attackers. It was a wild time. And then I gave it up. Which, probably correct. Probably correct. I liked it for what it was when it released. And then I realized the real issue with making a Pokemon as strong and as generic as this just kind of warped how they had to design psychic types going forward. And it was a little awkward. But, here we are. It's like you had to design them in a way where I don't know, it's weird. It's like, how do they stack up against Gardevoir? Banette. I think I played a little bit of Banette. Item Lock, followed by Poltergeist, which was the ability on Mimikyu, or the attack on Mimikyu Gengar as well. It was fun. Anything else exciting here? Hawlucha has seen a good amount. Hawlucha played very well with Paldea Vault. That's what I'll say. Or a card I played in Paldea Vault. I remember when people thought Oinkologne was going to be a great Pokemon. It was not. It was not. Turns out the age of decent colorless was over. I imagine it was probably based on Tauros GX doing okay when it launched, but yeah, no, it didn't do well. Arven was a very strong card. Joke. Any notable items? Ultra Ball? No. Nest Ball. Probably prefer Nest Ball to Quick Ball. Quick Ball's just a little more strong, but it doesn't matter. I remember wanting to make Meowscarada work. Going back a couple times. It never quite got there. It kind of felt like a Greninja card, which is probably why I kept going back to it. Discarding energy to do damage is just a Greninja thing to do, right? And then if you have the damage, you did more. Like, it always felt like it was just on the fringe of playability. I wish Chi was better. Qianpao is probably... Okay, I love Qianpao. I didn't start with Qianpao, but I moved to Qianpao when the set released. And honestly, great way to design this kind of deck, right? Namely because you had to use Baxcalibur. And Baxcalibur always felt that. It was boss bait, but the fact that it was boss bait is what I liked so much about this deck. Because every deck has the answer to it, right? Like, yeah, okay, they have to do the risk analysis of, do we have 2 Frigibax ready to go to become a Baxcalibur? Because if Baxcalibur goes down, we lose our power. It was such a well-designed deck. And I wish non-cap damage decks going forward would have followed this. They didn't at all. But like, I liked Baxcalibur as a choke point. Having a choke point that was easily accessible for any deck to deal with, great design. I think Qianpao was a great design. Like, it was good. And I've heard a lot of people whose first deck was Qianpao and they loved it. And like, yeah, it's an easy deck to understand. It's an easy deck to go against and manage. Like, it was good. It was so good. It paired with the Palkia V-Star and Radiant Greninja really well. Like, it was just a really good deck. Mimikyu, yeah. But the real deck I played was Tinglu. Oh, well, I love Tinglu. Because everyone was playing Qianpao at the time. The other way to beat it was just to turn off the ability of Ridgebacks with Holucha and slowly get there. I think I got like a 15 plus win game streak when it first came out. The reason I don't have a lot of those Tinglu is because I have them all in the full art version. I crafted the full art ones. Look at him and his majesty. That is why I don't have those. That's why I only have one. I know that. But yeah, Tinglu was great. And then I saw this Murkrow here and remembered that United Wings was a deck that I probably should have liked, but never got around to liking it. They had all the pieces. They even got like an extra one eventually. Just never could get into it. Noivern. Squawkabilly. Good friend Squawkabilly. Here's the Bravery Charm that let Gardevoir do evil things with the Drifloon. I thought the Drifloon was in this set, but I guess it was the Bravery Charm that really let Drifloon get mass damage going. Artisan was a great stadium for what it was. Free Nest Ball for everyone for non-EXs. It's just, we're going to miss that Artisan post rotation, I'm sure. Iono is a great comeback card. Good early game, good late game. It's N, but without all the shuffling. It's unfortunate that it didn't get reprinted. Reversal Energy is kind of BS, but that's fine. Luminous Energy was like, oh my god, they had such good energy in this pack. Luminous Energy was a great Rainbow Energy replacement. It never felt too powerful just because you could only have one special energy before it stopped working, which is great. Superior energy retrieval, yeah. Jet energy became great with all the clutches around. By the way, we can just do main set view from here on out, I'm pretty sure, just because I think by this point they stopped doing prints that were exclusively down here. Right. Because for a while, wait, were they really doing it? Did they do the whole line? Really? Why don't they do that more often? I mean, I guess we finally got Dragapult and Ascended Heroes, but like they should do that more often if they make a good line that people are going to play. Also, favorite part or favorite boss art still gets us. Unova's my favorite gen, so obviously. Black 2, White 2 are my favorite games in the series. Obsidian Flame was I remember wanting Toad Scroll to work. It kind of did, like what, a year ago? But nah, it's a Toad Scroll. I love these early Scarlet and Violet sets where they just have random Terras like Vespiquen here. So yeah, I'm a... Early Terra was weird. Before year 2, Terra felt like it was trying to figure out what it was. Hi, Charizard. I never really got into Charizard. I really wish Glimora was better. This feels like a card that maybe could have done something. I don't know. It was cute. Charizard is a deck that I, despite being so good, I just never got into. I don't know. I recognized that it was good, I just didn't care about it. Also, I went through here and crafted everything. Pidgeot is fine. I hate what Pidgeot gave to control decks, but... Pidgeot. I don't love Pidgeot. I go back and forth on whether I like it or not. Like, I've played it plenty in Greninja decks, but... Searching slows that... Search for anything every turn slows the game down. Vengeful Punch, I definitely played that in some Archelodon decks. I think I might have also played Pokemon League Headquarters in some Archelodon decks. 151 was like kind of garbage, right? It was a collector set. I don't think it had anything outside of like Mew. Definitely tried to make Alakazam work. It's a very interesting card. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I definitely tried the Alakazam deck. It was not good. It just, nope. Wasn't quite there. Look, it has triple draw. Oh geez, I played the Starmie in something too. What did I play this in? Was it Greninja? Or was it... I think it was Greninja Frostlass. Maybe it was Archelodon. Archelodon did a lot of weird things to try to KO Raging Bolt. But putting 2 damage counters is... You just needed 2 damage counters, right? You needed 20 damage to get the KO on the Raging Bolt. It's all Archelodon needed, okay? I think I played that in Archelodon. It might have also been Greninja, but I think it was Archelodon. Yeah, Mew EX was like the best card from the set, hands down. Not even a question. Miserable card. Miserable. Don't give control things. I definitely played this in certain stage 1 decks too. Actually, I think this one was for Arceus though. I want to say. Arceus V-Star played it because I think that's counts as a stage 1. Maybe. I actually need to check this. Was that where I played it? I'm very curious now. This way. No, it's not a stage 1. So it would have been Archelodon, probably. Like, really early Archelodon. Spoilers, I really like the Archelodon deck. Didn't realize this was the set it came from, but yeah, that's cool. Paradox Rift. This is so weird. Such a weird card. Let's see, what do we have here? We have the Toadstool, which was occasionally seen as counterplay. Stopped Goldengo from being as annoying as possible. Armarouge EX, definitely a one-of in the Arceus Armarouge decks. Not your strongest card by any means, but it was there. If only this Octillery was as good as the old one. I remember wishing this thing worked. Oh, Garchomp. You were the face of a set. I think he was the face of a set, wasn't he? Maybe he wasn't. Mewtwo. Was this the Mewtwo played in the Clefairy deck? Ooh. I forgot about the Clefairy deck. The Clefairy deck was a special deck. Definitely played some number of Iron Hands. Great addition to Chenpao. That is where I played them. Future Box, I played a little bit of, and I wish Future Box was a little better, or had a little more staying power, but Cloth! One of my favorite decks from this era. Oh my god, Cloth. With the curry that burnt you, and then you had Bonnet to poison you. Oh my god. It's so good. You had the double colorless energy that dropped your attack a little bit, but 170 was so good. Oh, Cloth. And then I got like a rebirth once it got the Mochi as well. Okay, Cloth is my favorite card from this set. And it's a shame that Cloth never got an art card. Golden Go, I hate you. Continuing on. I wanted to like Golden Go. I wanted to play Golden Go. I didn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I remember trying it, and I'm like, this doesn't... Like I said, Chenpao was designed really well with easy choke points that any deck is already playing. This was not. You couldn't punish them because they'll just draw out of it. Like, it was... I'm glad to see that thing get out of here. Earthen Vessels, very strong card. Probably just better than Professor's Letter that got 2 energy as well. Luxurious Cape, usually done for evil things. Turo Scenario. Surprisingly good. I mean, it's a functional reprint of AZ, though. No, it's nothing too special. The TMs were... These 3 TMs saw a lot of play. I forgot Blindside was here. Yeah, Blindside's kind of useless, huh? Wasn't this for a Spathra? I guess the Spother is in the next set. I believe it was a Terra Espathra, so it was a grass type. It was supposed to be like a Charizard counter or something. I definitely played a little bit of Espathra. There are so many Charcadets, though. As someone who has played a lot of decks that evolve from Charcadet, there are a lot of Charcadets in the world. So many Charcadets in the world. Yeah, here's the Espathra. Not that you can read it, but as long as this thing's in the active spot, their attacks are more expensive, and it does damage based on the energy on them. Good times. I don't think this was the first set Xatu was in, was it? I don't remember. This Kilowattrel never saw play in the United States. I don't think it saw play. One of the benefits of early Gardevoir was also the essentially trade Curlia that it had. Very good. I don't think there's anything too exciting here. I remember when we were afraid of Moonlight Hill and it's like, oh. Then it didn't matter. It just didn't matter. Because they got the monkey. Okay. So what else do we have here? Temporal Forces was not like Rabska was an interesting way to deal with things that probably needed to be better than it was. Like, this was your one-stop shop at stopping spread damage and well, yeah, spread damage, essentially, in all of its forms. But Rellor is just so trash that I don't like counterplay to be too strong, but like Rellor probably could have been better. Let's see, we got the Totodile used for evil. Definitely, Gouging Fire, I believe, was in Arceus Armor Rouge at one point. It's like, I look familiar. And that is why. I wanted to make this work. I wanted it. But no. It looked like Claw, but it needed too much energy. And unfortunately, I mean, I guess ancient Pokemon had ways of putting up more energy, but this could have probably done a little more than 50 damage. 70 might have been too strong, but I think he could have gotten up to 60 and been fine. Definitely played Little Moon for a little bit. Roaring Moon and Dark Box too. Was that in the last set or Paradox Rift? Like Darkrai plus this guy? Yeah, I played that deck. That was in fact a deck. Like Mini Moon is, or Mini Roaring Moon. No, we'll call it Mini Moon. I watched a little bit of Sailor Moon growing up. I had a younger sister. It just kind of did what United Wings wanted to do, but a little better. Discard control is such a scary thing to deal with in this game. But sometimes you kind of wish there was like, because Lysander's trump card was definitely too good. But we probably could have done with Karen. If I remember what Karen did. We might have to go look up Karen here in a second. Because Karen was printed as an answer originally for Night March, way back in the day, as a promo. But good old Karen. I think she just shuffled all Pokemon back into the deck. So she wasn't as powerful as Lysander's trump card. Let's look it up. Sure. We'll edit, or we'll create a new deck. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter because those cards aren't added yet, so we can't even do that. All right, we can continue on. But I'm pretty sure she shuffled Pokemon back into deck. Like, you can't have something as strong as Girafarig 1. Back in the Lost Zone days. Like this Girafarig in Lost Thunder, I think it was Lost Thunder, probably too strong of discard hate. This little guy right here. A monster. For a little bit, I kind of wished that they reprinted him back when the Lost Zone returned. Or something similar. Just get rid of your opponent's discard pile. Because that's kind of been what this past few years has felt like. It's like, oh, everyone's just using the discard pile as freely as possible. They're just getting all their stuff back, and it doesn't matter how. But yeah, I guess we can talk about Raging Bald. It feels like a deck I probably should have gotten interested in, but never did, just because, once again, it feels like you're not working for it. Like, Golden goes the same way. Like, oh, oops, I won. Oh, look, I got all the damage I needed to deal. Yeah, it's like, eh. Especially after they got Ogre Bond next set. It's like, oh, cool. The Dunsparce definitely played a variant of Archelodon with the Dunsparce. Hand Trimmer is a card that I have dabbled with. Discard down to 5. If Alakazam ever gets too strong, we have that. Ace-Specs return. Prime Catcher was amazing. Perilous Jungle, good for poison. Too bad we're losing the poison guy. Neo Upper Energy. The Ace-Spec design was really good. Outside of this, I remember when I thought that was good. I like how they reprinted Master Ball and it was just kind of average. I've been curious on if they could have reprinted, if it were possible. Oh, good. Mist Energy's not leaving. That's great. That's good to know. If it would have been possible for them to reprint Computer Search, and if it would have been fair. And I think it probably would have been, because Secret Box is just almost better Computer Search. It can't find Pokemon, but it can find a Pokeball to get your Pokemon. Like, though you have to discard 3 instead of 2, but still, Prime Catcher, really good. Twilight Masquerade had Vestal Lead, which I think is cute, but it's either, it feels like an all or nothing. I don't know, it's weird. It either bricks or, like, is a monster. And it feels like there's no in between. Ogerpon, okay, actually, you know what the problem I had with Raging Bolt was? Oh yeah, Buddy Poppin's good. I think it's a perfectly well-balanced card, unlike Battle VIP Pass. I think all this needed to do was say, like, basic energy from your ancient Pokemon, and it probably would have been... It would have been much worse than it is, but... maybe it should have been 60x. 60x probably would have still been fine. It would have had to work a little more for stuff, but... like, it had everything to work out. Another piece of Arceus. Armorish, you'd love to see him. Frostlass. I love Frostlass. We have the pretty Frostlasses. That's once again why I have two. Because for one set, my go-to deck for this time period. But I still couldn't tell you if this Ogre Pond was overpowered or not. But my go-to deck was Greninja Frostlass. I love that deck. Slowly deal damage, find what you want, and then extra damage. You discard your energy and get to do damage to the bench. It was great. I was having a great time. Ogre Pond is... Oh yeah, Okidogi's cool too. Oh. The Okidogi deck is... I should go back to that deck. Now that it has the energy from Black and White that is Rainbow for basics. Like, I never went back to that deck. I should have. I played like a couple games with it. Dragapult? I don't hate Dragapult. You know what? We'll be back for Dragapult. I want to go back to the simple vision. Yeah. See, I blinged out my Frostlasses. Frostlass Greninja was great. Alright, back to main set view. Too many cards. Too many cards. But yeah. Ogre Pond Wellspring is very good. Iron Thorns. I wish it was better. I almost wish it was better. Just because... Nah, I guess it's fine. It wins really well against some decks and just does nothing against others. Monkey Dory was probably a step too far for Gardevoir decks. That's probably where they pushed it too far. Yeah, Okidogi. I like the design of Okidogi. This card, fairly good. A Dark Energy essentially turns it into a 1 prize EX Pokemon. 230 HP, 170 damage for 2 energy. Like, I like that design. It's good design space. But yeah, about Dragapult. I don't think Dragapult's so much the problem. It's a problem, but it's more like the pieces that got it there, right? Because what was it? 4 or 5 years earlier, we had the Pidgeotto with the same ability with 60 HP, right? So it's like, did it need 90 HP? Yeah, probably. But also probably not. I don't know. It's just so hard to take down too. In post rotation, it looks like it's still going to be a menace. So it's like, and it keeps Lisa's decks out of the meta too, which I don't love. I don't know. Ursaluna is fine. Anyway. Bug Catching Net is the grass type's electric energy off the top. Hyper Aroma. Yeah. I feel like I played this in maybe... I don't even know where I played it. I think it was Frostlass. I think it was a Frostlass based deck. Jamming Tower's a reasonably well-designed stadium. Unfair Stamp I still hate. Secret Box is probably the A-spec like I like playing the least, just because it takes, I don't know, too many decisions to make with it. Like, it always feels correct. Scoop Up Cyclone, definitely played that in Archella. Legacy Energy is really good. I've never seen this played. I think I've seen one list with it ever. It's just a focus sash for all Pokemon, which isn't super useful when energies are just getting flung around, or damage is just getting flung around by Dragapult and Dusclops. This set, speaking of, I hate these cards. I hate that they give prize manipulation. I hate they once again feel too strong. I don't know. Blood Moon or Saloon's fun though. Anyway. Resendipity's cool. I don't mind Resendipity. I've definitely played this Okie Dokie. It's okay. Usually it's like your Dark Deck's answer to Ogre Pawn. That's kind of what it is. Petron's probably still going to see plenty of play because Mochi's really nice. It goes well with Zoroark. Genesect. I don't even know that you need an Ace Nullifier. It just seems mean. It's like, oh, I got to go first and I get to deny you Ace specs. It's like, oh, I want a coin flip. This was rude. This card, along with like Regidrago in general, like that time period is probably like the least I played TCG Live after that release. Oh, also, these are like the actual worst Ace specs in the game. Dangerous Laser, no, it was bad. It was really bad. It probably should have done It should have done Paralysis. If it did Paralysis, it would have made perfect sense as an Ace spec. I mean, it maybe not. I think it would need to be a Prism Star card if it wanted to do Paralysis, right? Because I guess what would happen is a stall deck would use it. Like you'd have to do something like Pokevitals A over here. Like if you put this line of text on it and you would have done Paralysis, I think it would have been a perfectly reasonable Ace spec. But Burn plus Confusion is absolute trash. Janine is cool. So is Chorus. But yeah. I've yet to play like a neutralization zone deck I liked. Just like I wish this Credilli was better. I don't know what they were thinking with it, but sure. It's a status Pokemon. It's the... If it ever got good, it would... I don't even think it would play the Ace spec that burns and confuses. Like, so trash. If only. If only. Anyway, Stellar Crown was it was a set. It was a set. Let's see, the base card was the... yeah, Raging Bolt support. Yo! It's Duraludon. The good Duraludon. Wrote a Band finally got its full art. Yeah, Terapagos. I don't mind Terapagos. But, it's fine. I think this was a perfectly reasonably designed card. Like, it is essentially like the modern day Mega Rayquaza, and I think that's fine. And they chose not to give it a double colorless energy, but yeah, you know, Sparkling Crystal is a good tool for it. I like Grand Tree in my Greninja decks. I didn't even realize that was a Koku card. It's probably bad because... Yup. It's bad. Alright. Briar has been like a mainstay for me as a Zero Ledge player. Crispin is like a relatively solid card if you're playing multiple energy, which is designed for these these Stellar Terra Pokemon. So what did I play from this set? This Charcadet. This Charcadet is probably my most played card. Oh nope, there's the Zero Edge. One of my favorite decks. Reminiscent of Volcarona B, but like better because you don't shuffle the energy back in. Just big number, quick. You gotta love it. There really isn't much to say. There is not a second attack on this Pokemon. It didn't need the second attack. It just needed the first. Good old... That as it's the... And then it's the greatest enemy. Hello. The reason why I have to play cards in the deck to beat it. Alright. Pikachu... It's fine. I think it's well designed. They even gave it a tool card to do more damage now. Latias is fine. I like this kind of support on a 2-prize bench sitter, just because it's easy to knock out. We could have dropped its HP like by 10. It doesn't really matter. 210 is a fine HP for a support Pokemon. Like, Peasant Deputy's the same way. It's like absolutely perfectly fine. That's exactly where it should be as a support Pokemon, is around the 210 mark. Make it so they aren't that hard to one-shot decks. That was like, yeah, get out of here. I think this was supposed to be a Charizard counter. Charizard and Pidgeot counter, I guess. Yeah. Definitely played some of this Hydreigon. I think it's a fun deck, but you know, this just isn't a Dracloak, which is unfortunate. Which means you that's probably my biggest issue with Dragapult is there are so many stage 2s that you just have to turbo out because you never want to stay in the stage 1 form, and they gave Dragapult like one of the better stage 1s where it's like, I happily sit here with my bench of these. Like if we had a Zweilous that was interesting. As I said a couple episodes ago, I love the Greninja Break deck because of the Frogadier that make clones of itself. Like, you gotta do they really need to do more interesting things with mid-stage Pokemon. Otherwise, they just become rare candy decks. And it's like, did I find the rare candy and the Pokemon to go with it? And if you don't, you feel like you're doing nothing. And that's unfortunate. Anyway, Archaludon is my other big go-to deck of like the past 2 years. I love this guy. 300 HP is really good. 220 damage is really good. Builds into itself or other metal Pokemon, but you do need to set it up. So I liked it. Removes its weakness for its attack. This Duraludon is absolute trash. I've never... Also, I love the little eyes inside their back of their throat. Always love those things. But yeah, and then you have the count. And since usually you're not going to be one shot. Usually. Unfortunately, like I said, Raging Bolt was the problem. We do 220. They have 240 HP. the number of ways I've seen players try to build that to get to that point. And Goldingo is the other problem because you can't really trade well with it. And like, I've played many versions of Argella. Because unlike Zero Edge, there are actually a decent number of versions of Argella, which we'll get to very soon with Journey Together. But Brilliant Blender was an ace spec literally made to go with Zero Edge, and it doesn't even play it anymore. Precious Trolley is kind of dumb. Energy Surge Pro felt like it was made specifically for Goldingo. I have seen an Energy Search Pro version of Zero Edge, which intrigues me, but Gravity Mountain's nice to have for Stage 2 Pokemon with massive HPs. Though I mostly see it in Typhlosion decks. But sure. That's mean. Alright. Actually saw this in something too. It's not good, but I've seen it. Anyway. Prismatic Evolutions, Badoo. I like Badoo. It's an evil card, but I like it. I'm mostly okay with it. My main issues with Badoo is that it currently rewards you too much for having it KO'd. Generally I like its design because it's a frail little guy. Its effect is annoying, but it's easy enough to take out. The issues come in that usually it's just you draw one less card on Iono, they get to use Counter Catcher on you, they get to draw 3 with Fez. Too many effects happen after they lose a Pokemon. This is essentially where it is. I think post-rotation it'll be better just because Counter Catcher is not around. I don't think Counter Catcher should come back until Badoo is gone. Same with Dusknoir. That's another issue I have Dusclops and Dusknoir. Like, they just set up Counter Catcher. And it's just kind of annoying because you can't control that. The opponent can't control that as well as they would like to. Like, it's like, oh, cool, you went down on prizes, so I have to suffer. Cool. Yeah. But let's see. Like, I liked... So when this set came out, I didn't hate playing the EV Box deck. It wasn't bad. Like, set up your Flareon, power up. Nice and simple. But, Like, that was the main deck I played from this. Noctowl. It's fine. I have nothing to say about Noctowl. It's a fine design. Yeah, it's a fine design. It's annoying, but it's fine. Blaziken is a deck that I always, or a Pokemon that I always see paired with things. I'm like, oh, that looks fun, and once again, it's sometimes setting up stage 2s is a pain in the butt. Let's see, we had the N deck come out here, and I was extremely excited at launch and continued to play against every single Raging Bolt player or Joltik Dengo player, and it was miserable. That's what I have to say about it. When it came out, the Zoroark, well, we haven't gotten to Zoroark yet, but also I don't think anything too exciting is here. Like, Lily's Clefairy's fine for Psychic decks. Iono never got anywhere. Iono is an interesting deck. It's just not quite there. Yeah. Like, Zoroark was a deck that wanted to be 2-shot, but was too easily 1-shot by the meta. So, it just didn't get there. Or it didn't get there for me when it launched. But now I'm happy with Zekrom. Like, you did 170, or you did double the damage that was on you. But if you were getting one shot, that attack did nothing. And like, maybe you could set up the Darmanitan to do bench damage, but like, it was a uphill walk. I liked Archaludon Hop. Unfortunately, monkeys took over the meta, and you know, doing 60 damage wasn't what it wanted. It wasn't quite what you wanted to do, or I guess 90 damage, because you do a lot of damage with this guy. Hop, because you'd have the choice band on, you'd have this. I believe the Stadium gives you a damage boost, and Snorlax gave you a damage boost. So you were doing 120 to the front Pokemon and 30 to the back. But because of the stupid monkey, that 30 in the back was not actually what you wanted. Yeah, this guy's gives Hop Pokemon 30 damage boost. I played double in Archaludon before. Archaludon double was fun. Unfortunately, there was like too much bench sniping between Gardevoir and what's his name? Dragapult. And eventually Grimmsnarl. Just too many things hitting the bench. Bulu didn't stand a chance, and there wasn't enough room for like Shaman. So, this Dunsparce was definitely a Pokemon that I played to deal with Ogre Pawns. Happens. It was a wall answer in an Archaludon deck I played. Archaludon to Dunsparce. Like I said, I played a lot of Duns. I have played a lot of Archaludon decks. Black Belt's training was great. Still is. Finally got a full art. And here's the Hop's Choice Band with a 30 damage boost. Lavincia is solid. I don't even know what the Lilies deck was supposed to do. I'm pretty sure it just existed to print Clefairy into the meta. I don't think it... Yeah, here. An additional 30 multiplier. Hop was a damage machine gun. And that's about it. With his own Battle VIP pass, which is kind of cool. Let's see. What happened here? Crustle. Did Destined Rivals add, like, anything? Like, I definitely tried the Ethan's Ho-Oh and Armor Rouge deck. I tried the Ethan's Mag Cargo deck. I like how they were like, Mag Cargo, we need to put a hard cap on damage for Mag Cargo. Same with Mewtwo. I don't know what happened during this set, where they finally said, no, let's limit the damage output. Finally. They're like, no. We shouldn't do uncapped damage anymore. That's a mistake. Oh no, the cat left. Goodbye, cat. Anyway. Yeah, I don't really know what happened here. Also, this set was massive. Forgot this was a card. I don't think it's... Interesting. Oh, think it... So you need Team Rocket's energy to use its second attack. Irrelevant. Ethan's Typhlosion is a cute deck. Like, all you're doing is getting Ethan's adventures into the discard, and you're doing lots of damage. Yeah. I think I had more fun with Ethan's Mag Cargo. Which is sad to say, but no. It felt like classic Chen Pao. Like I said, I don't know why we capped I mean, 350 is a good cap to have, but still. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, they did have a Zapdos too. Look at them. I like how Mimikyu exists too. Mimikyu feels like it exists, so you can just put a rocket energy on it. You can throw a... You put rocket's energy on it, and then you can throw a Clefairy on the bench, and you can just KO Dragon Bolt. Right? I'm pretty sure that works. Not that you usually want to run anything that's not Team Rocket in a Team Rocket deck, because it shuts down, I believe, some of your supporters. So it's a little awkward. It's a very... Trainer Pokemon was a very parasitic mechanic in a lot of cases. Not all cases. Not all cases. But oftentimes the decks would not be getting cards that would ever support them going forward. Arven's a weird mechanic. Cynthia's fine. I played some amount of Cynthia. It's okay. They just made like a million rocket cards, and they're not. They just exist. I don't know. I'm not even sure why they exist. Like, outside of just existing. Like, I don't... So many. I do appreciate the callback to, like, the Golbats of old, but like the XY era Golbats. Grimmsnarl is a deck that I almost wish I enjoyed. I don't know what it is about that deck that just doesn't click with me, but because it is a Frostlass deck, but just it's another deck that feels like I should have enjoyed it, but it's never got there. Maybe Metagross will be good eventually. Or Steven's Metagross? I don't know. But yeah, the Arven deck just doesn't make much sense to me. Once again, speaking of cards I played in Archelodon in order to get damage onto a Raging Vault or Goldingo. Right there. Right there. Okay. Well, these were novelty sets that didn't really do much. Like Zekrom is... Eels were reprinted. Like, Lightning decks got better, but... Because Zekrom's decent enough. It's like... Slightly budgeted Charizard down here on its second attack. Or it's very close to Charizard. Like, it does a lot of damage. Especially for a basic. But Genesect probably could have waited until after Goldingo went away, but sure. As a support Pokemon, it's roughly where I would want it. But Goldingo is a very annoying deck. Balloon was a good reprint, but yeah, there wasn't much. I'm always fascinated by Landorus and his hands. They always focus on his hands in the art. It's really weird. And like, Reshiram has the same ability as Zekrom, so like, it shows up in the Ethan's Armarouge Ho-Oh decks, but Armarouge is finally rotating, so that's where I want Jellicent. I don't like Jellicent and Drillish. I don't know. I think they will be perfectly fine cards once Gardevoir's gone, though. So there's at least that. Otherwise, Ignition Energy was a Great addition for Greninja, but Hilda was really good. I like the design of this card. Evolution and energy, great search. Great stuff to search for. Anyway. Mega Evolutions, just a couple sets left. As the cat attacks the back of the bed. Grass decks are definitely something I'd almost consider playing, but whenever I look at them, they're just like a pile of cards that if they come in the wrong order, you're just bricked so bad. They look like they would brick too hard for me, and I just don't want to touch it. Just, no. I've definitely seen a Frostlass deck with Frostmoth, because it puts your Pokemon or your opponent's Pokemon to sleep, and then does a spread of 20. But I hate Alakazam. Manectric's definitely a card that interests me. We're losing most of our lightning support in rotation though, which is unfortunate. Like, we have Eels, but we're losing Miraidon and the charging gun, whatever it's called. Mega Gardevoir is much more reasonable than the Gardevoir we've been suffering under. Lunatone and Solrock, I love the designs of. Mega Lucario, we'll see. We'll see how I feel about it post-rotation. It has a lot of support. It does a lot of damage. Mega Mawile is, I believe, Archelodon's current answer to Cornerstone. Rawr. That's all it does. It goes rawr. It's easy to set up with Archelodon, so I'll probably be playing it plenty. But yeah, like I worry with these around with just how much damage that Lucario is going to output. It has so much HP too. We'll see. And like the Psychic Menace is going away too, so I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what happens. Speaking of things that we play, I have played an Archelodon to get extra damage onto things to KO them. Definitely risky runs. Luckily, we're like almost done though. I was glad to see them print this though. Yeah, like I think that's a good way to make grass Pokemon compete, I guess. Because there are so many stage 2 grass Pokemon that you have to get to. It's absurd. This worries me. Post rotation, I'm a little worried about where Wario ends up. We'll see. Nothing from this set has really done damage to the meta. So we'll see. I don't know why these... I guess they're because they're regular EXs and not Megas. They don't have textures. They have like these weird star things on them. Not a huge fan of it. Like Mega Sharpedo intrigues me. Like, it was built specifically to work with Toxtricity. Toxtricity boosts it up. It gives it damage counters, so it can do 270, which 270 is a good number. Empoleon's another one that's like, I want it. I don't know why they made it cost. The attack costing 3 hurts it a lot, right? Like that's the major problem here. Like I just don't see a reason to play this over Archelon ever. Like 20 more HP, and I'm sorry. It just doesn't have, because I don't think the Piplups, Pip or Primp, because they're water types, they should not be getting water. Yeah, they don't. It's like they don't get metal energy onto it. So I don't know where that's coming from for it. I have seen this be played as one of in Archelon decks. Discarding an energy off of your opponent. Sometimes useful. Thank you, Relicanth. Megalopunny, I think, is a well-designed card. Though, after the loss of jet energy, it's a little weaker, but it's probably fine. It'll probably end up okay. Yeah, let's try to weaken Dragapult with a stadium. While it has the ability to search through its entire, it gets to see so many cards per turn. The battle cage just doesn't stop Dragapult. I've seen this be played in post-rotation Archelon lists. I had not read the card yet, but yes, that makes sense. 3 energy, heal. Yeah, I'm sure. Makes sense. I have played a little bit of a Grimsley deck with you played the Cinderace, and you have to play like one of Delibird to make it a legal list, but you pray that you end up with a Cinderace, and then you get either like the item lock Tyranitar or Gengar or something with Grimsley. I like cards cheap staged, or the other one is what's it name? Hydrodon. Hydrodon's the other one that works. And like Ascended Heroes is fine. I've only been playing M, but Mega Frostlass is a very good card for the future. I believe I've seen it as like a one of in your Mega Starmie decks, but Is this the better Snow Rat? Yeah, it has 70 HP. It's a better Snow Rat. 60 days. Yeah, sure. I like Electros as a Pokemon. I still don't 100% know how much I like Mega Electros. I don't know. Naming Electric and Electric made it a little better for me, but as a card, it's not that exciting. I mean, it's exciting in the way that if you're playing Lightning, you're probably playing Electric, even though it's incredibly dangerous to have things on your bench. And then you could go into Electros as an option, I guess. I don't know. It's fine. Oh, I hate this Togekiss. I don't like coin flips. Don't like that Togekiss. Like I said, I'm curious to play Honchkrow a little bit in post-rotation. Maybe. I fear it might brick, but it looks like it could be fun. It's playing cards that you don't see in any other deck, which is interesting to me. I appreciate Ensacrom for making the deck play more like I like to play the game, so yay. I guess there's this. It plays really well with eels. Will I play it? Probably not. Probably not. Though at least they gave Dragonair an ability. Okay, that makes me feel a little better about that card. This is bad, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. Sorry, Larry. This is a meme. Absolutely a meme. Nope. No interest. I do appreciate these reprint sets and that they've just been made regular over like what past. I think it's been like 3 years now, 4 years that we've gotten the actual just reprint set, and they weren't divided into random sets. It was like the last set of Sword and Shield. So 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th one. Like, it just makes the game more accessible. Like, and they even went above and beyond printing cards from 2 sets ago. Usually they're mainly focused on cards from like the last year. And this time they were like, we'll do the last 2 years. It's like, oh, okay. Sure. Badoop. Like, Badoo was last year. It was released in last year's reprint set, even. Monkeys from recently, like, Fez is from recently. I don't know. But I don't think they printed A-Specs, which makes sense. A-Specs, I imagine, have their own printing sheet, so it would be a pain in the butt. But yeah, Ultra Balls. I mean, those were a ladder reward, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that ends it. All right. Looking forward, it's just Mega Starmie and Mega Zygarde. I'm gonna try those both. Are they good? We'll see. I know Mega Starmie's fallen off after like the first week of showing, but I think it's probably still playable. And Mega Zygarde never really had a showing, but you know, I remember playing it at an XY, so I would like to give it a try. It's a very cute. I remember right, that thing's attack is like flip a coin for each of your opponent's Pokemon, and it does 150 for each one that got heads. Purely a chaos card. But yeah, we'll see. Happy to have gotten this done. So yeah, thanks for watching. And next week is probably going to be 2 episodes of Pocket and maybe VGC. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya.